No.
First off, I'd like to thank you for even doing this. You have not done a whole lot of press in the past 7-8 years, so
No.
thank you.
No problem.
It's a little music miracle that you and Sebastian are back as collaborators again, and I just want to acknowledge that. This has been a busy week for you. You did 2 things in Toronto, 2 days of the tattoo.
Yeah.
And show, I understand, this week that unfortunately I could not make it to.
We rented an art gallery in the parking lot in front of the art gallery.
Oh, nice.
And just played in the parking lot. Partially because we knew we were going to do this.
Yeah.
And Sebastian and I both said that it's Toronto, we can't just play a festival and then leave.
Yeah.
So we were trying to find what could we do that would be interesting, and that was what we thought of to do.
Nice. And you're just doing the one Riot in Toronto. You're not doing the other 2, are you?
We're booked.
Yeah.
I got a lot of other stuff I have to do, apparently.
Voodoo Festival is going to be pretty sweet.
My 3rd Voodoo Festival.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I love New Orleans.
It's well, the first time we played Voodoo Fest was right after Katrina, and I have a very vivid memory of waking up in the night because I was like at the bus stop and getting out of my bunk and walking up to the front, and there's 2 soldiers in the bus, guns out, like, what the hell are you guys doing here?
Yeah.
And kind of looking out the window and seeing that our driver's just following a GPS, and the GPS doesn't know, you know, don't drive through this neighborhood, it's destroyed. And there was cars covered in seaweed and dirt, and like houses collapsed, and it was just, we were the only vehicle other than an army transport. So they actually escorted us to the festival so we could sleep.
For anyone that hasn't been paying attention over these past few years, would you mind talking about the steps that have brought you to this point after Coachella?
Well, after Coachella, we had just a ton more offers that came.
Yeah.
And we hadn't really thought about what we were going to do. We just thought we were going to play shows. First it was just, let's just play. Oh, we like playing. Oh, okay, we'll play some shows. And the shows just kept coming, and then at a certain point, I guess about a year into it, and the offers never stopped. They just kept coming. And so we decided we would stop accepting them because we didn't want to be on a permanent reunion tour.
Right.
Because essentially we were just a really good Death from Above cover band if we're not making music.
Yeah.
So we quietly, as is our nature, we don't tell anyone what we're doing until we've already finished it. And that's what we did. Quietly made a record.
You did a nice run of dates, small dates, playing clubs where you were previewing some of that material.
Oh,
it must have been during the writing as well.
Yeah, in 2012, we just toured the East Coast of Canada.
Yeah.
Because I love the East Coast of Canada so much so. And I actually I timed that tour so that my birthday would be in St. John's, Newfoundland, because that's with a day off before, because I love St. John's, Newfoundland.
Right on.
And I had seen this classic albums or behind the music or whatever about Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah.
And I had always thought of that as a studio record because there's so many studio tricks that were used for the first time in that record and whatever. And then I learned that no, they had been playing that, but just you could do that back then without YouTube. Carrying everything without people being like, oh my god, Pink Floyd playing new songs, OMG.
And fans would enjoy it. They wouldn't sit there and go, where's the old stuff? They'd actually listen to it and dig it.
Well, at that time, I mean, we could digress, but like when Jimi Hendrix would be on tour, like playing all those festival dates that are legendary, that's how you showed new music to people, was let's go see what they're going to do. I mean, his band, he tried a new band out at Woodstock.
Yeah.
Legendary festival. Hey, let's try something I've never done before with a band I've never played with. Different time. Anyway. So I thought we can do this. We can go try songs.
Absolutely.
You just have to go to the right place. Sebastian made a nice post online saying, "Look, this is what we're going to do. Songs aren't done. Maybe just come enjoy it.
Yeah.
And it was the fans were incredible. And the only time we had to actually say anything was because somebody had their phone up, and then the other kids in the crowd attacked him. And Sebastian was like, "No, you don't have to attack him. I mean, we're not telling you what to do. We're asking you." And then the kid stopped.
Yeah.
And there's like no videos of that whole tour.
No, you know what? There aren't a lot of them.
Which is great.
I thought it was cool. People were just there. They were watching you, and
it's a lot more fun.
Demo new stuff. It was nice. I love that you were still with Last Gang for this new album. That's awesome.
Well, boring, but kind of fun answer is that when we started again and we're making a record, and we realized that if we make a record, then there'll have to be a record deal.
Yeah.
And then we sort of looked at the deal and we thought, you know, this was a great deal. Deals like this don't exist anymore. And there's no best before date on it.
Yeah.
So if we can just use this deal. So it's the same deal that we made just before Christmas in 2003, I guess.
Yeah.
It's the same. It's still the same piece of paper.
Awesome. I gotta think that the title of the album is kind of a snub to people on the internet doing stuff that's not tangible. You're talking about something physical and real.
It's not a comment on what anybody is doing.
Okay.
It's just an idea that probably even means something different to Sebastian and I as individuals. There's all kinds of stuff that we've been thinking about, and Sebastian and I are always weird guys, and that's how we became friends in the first place. And then when we started playing again and hanging out, we learned that we had both gotten weirder, become much weirder in the time, but had sort of arrived at similar conclusions about a lot of things. So I don't know if I don't know a good PC way to explain how we were feeling, but I think there's sort of a sense that we're all being lied to all the time about everything.
Yeah.
And that no one wants to hear the truth anyway, and that's why it's become that way. And then we have these like supposedly worldwide scope voices that we can use to talk to the whole world, and we use them for absolutely the most banal shit possible. I mean, it's all essential. There's a great men's recovery project song called "Email is a Men's Room," and it's just said that it's about how the internet is basically no different than a toilet stall with writing in it, and that it smells like shit.
Yeah.
And I have no disdain for it. I choose not to really use it. I like Tumblr.
Yeah.
Because it reminds me of the zines I used to read.
Yeah.
And it seems like everyone's on a competition to out-weird each other, which is sort of fun.
Yeah.
I got a Twitter account because a friend of mine had died, and I heard that he had tried to call me before he died, and I missed the call because I was on tour, but I heard that, he had tweeted just before they knew that he had died, and so I got a Twitter account. I almost called it Tweeter. I got a Twitter account so I could see what the hell he'd said. And I've still got it.
If you put something on it, though, you're a tweeter.
Yeah.
You tweet it.
I don't really know what to do. People that we work with are like, you guys, you've got to work on your social media stuff, and I'm like, what you do?
It takes time, and I find I have nothing to say, so I don't spend a lot of time on it.
I love Deadmau5. He's a great dude, despite the rumors. I think he is a lot of fun as a human being. I just don't know how the hell he ever has found the time to to be as engaged as he has.
Do you think he does it? Some people pay.
Oh, he absolutely does it. He does it. Yeah.
All right.
And that's why it works out, I think, because it's real. You know.
I don't know. George Takei's posts are hilarious.
And they weren't him.
They're always hilarious. So they're not him?
No, he has a writer. He hired a comedian. Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Another broken dream.
I'm sorry. I thought you were setting up to say that.
No.
Oh no. Yeah,
I actually didn't.
Yeah, he's got a writer that does it. But Chuck Berry said people love to be bullshit. So maybe that's the most.
Well, he's hired a good writer at least.
Yeah,
because they're funny folks. So
I
gotta take that for what it is. What do you think? What do you think the mojo was coming back together with Sebastian, having both done your separate things for 6 or 7 years? Do you feel like there was some different chemistry and that it gestated on the new album?
Well, you know, sometimes you find people and you just play well with them.
Yeah.
And most of what Sebastian and I do, music-wise, 90% of the time goes without saying. Like, we don't talk about things that much while we're writing them. We just sort of do them. A lot of parts are almost, I guess, a stream of consciousness. But it's funny, like, have you heard the new record?
I haven't. And I haven't downloaded it yet.
We have a song called Gemini. And that song, the second part was Stream of Consciousness, and it was like we were playing the first part, and then we just changed together to that part that's on the record. We just spontaneous, both did the same thing to the right place, and it happens a lot with us.
The show you did at was it the Troubadour in LA a couple of weeks ago? I like that you had Big Black Delta playing with you.
Well, Big Black Delta is, no offense to any other band, but Big Black Delta is my favorite new band, without question.
I stood behind you at Gary Newman and watched you watch him play at the Phoenix.
I fucking love Jonathan.
Yeah, that's cool.
We're getting him to do stuff on a new Mastercraft record.
Oh yeah? Nice.
Such a rare talent. And if anyone who watches this is interested, you have to self-titled album. I think it came out in 2012.
Yeah.
It's a masterpiece.
It is. It's a really great album, and it's underappreciated.
Oh God, it kills me. Well, it got sent to me by a record label that was working on the record, and they've said, "Hey, what do you think of the track listing on this?" Didn't tell me anything about it. I kind of like, "What the fuck is this? This is incredible."
Yeah. Nice.
I wish more record labels would send me amazing things and ask for my advice on the track listing.
It doesn't happen very often. Occasionally you do get something that's a nugget and you're impressed with it, but it doesn't happen very often. It's very true. I've heard that the new album is killer. I don't want to get it illicitly. I want to pick it up physically when it's released this week or next week. So I'm stoked.
I'm happy.
I'm told it's good.
I'm happy that it's done. I don't really think about it beyond finishing it, because it's like, I guess we have sort of like a attitude that maybe an architect might have.
Yeah.
So the apartment building is done, it's standing there now, and now people can go live in it if they want to, and they can spruce it up.
Nice.
But it's theirs now, it's not my work on it, it's finished. And it's nice to go by and see that it's fully tenanted.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's nice to see that someone's taking care of the garden, or maybe doing some landscaping. That's certainly what happened with the last record.
Now, as far as servicing the new album, how far down the rabbit hole are you guys prepared to go with that? Are you looking at a full world tour, or are you going to do some controlled bursts and kind of do it your way?
I don't know. So I guess the latter, since my answer was so shitty. No, we'll see how it goes. I'm sure that the people we work with have a plan.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're booked 6 months out, probably.
Awesome.
I sort of don't like to be told half ideas so much. So it's sort of like they're probably working on things and they'll tell me when they're final, because I just don't want to hear, "Hey, we might do this." I I just put my kids' birthdays in a calendar and say, don't fuck with these.
Yeah.
And there's some other dates on there, but those are the hard ones.
Awesome, man. I totally appreciate your time. I'm just going to grab